What is the quotient if we're going to divide 16x squared plus 40xy plus 25y squared by 4x plus 5y? Is it letter A, 3x plus 4y? Or letter B, 3x plus 5y? Or letter C, 4x plus 5y? Or letter D, 5x plus 4y? What is your answer?
Hi there, I'm Jason, and you're watching
Jason!
In order for us to answer this particular question correctly, we will be using the long division method. So the long division method is one of the methods in dividing polynomials. So how are we gonna divide using this method? So sayo na siya kaayo. So solution in dividing this, so we are going to copy the dividend. So this is the dividend, right? And 4x plus 5y is the divisor. So the dividend will be placed inside the division symbol. So this one. So this is not a square root, by the way. So ang pasabot ani is division nga symbol. So again, the dividend will be placed inside the symbol while the divisor will be placed outside. And then the only thing that you must consider in dividing using this method is just the first term una. So consider the first terms first. So the first term of the dividend and the first term of the divisor. So mo na sa na imong dividend og una. So let me show you how. So 16x squared divided by 4x, the answer is 4x. And then we're going to multiply the answer to each of these terms. So 4x times 4x, that's 16x squared. And then 4x times 5y, that's 20xy. And then after that, we're going to subtract them. So 16x squared minus 16x squared, that's 0. So we do not need to write 0 anymore. And then 40xy minus 20xy, that's 20xy. So parehas siya sa method or procedures. So it's just the same procedures when we are going to divide numbers, katong mga whole numbers. So the long division method. So maura siya. So una, divide and then multiply, subtract, and then bring down. So nga na siya. Pare-pareha na jud sila og process. So and then we are going to bring down 25y squared. And then after that, we're going to divide this again, this one, by this. So 20xy divided by 4x, that's positive 5y. And then we're going to multiply the answer by each of the terms na pod. So 5y times 4x, that's 20xy. And then 5y times 5y, that's 25y squared. And then subtraction na pod. So subtract. Let's subtract them. So 20xy minus 20xy, that's 0. And then 25y squared minus 25y squared, that's also 0. So 0 na answer na nila. So walay remainder because 0 man ang answer ani. So therefore, the answer for this particular exercise or question is 4x plus 5y. So going back to the question of the day, so the answer is letter C, 4x plus 5y. Alright? Now let's have more examples for you to understand this method better. So what if we're going to divide 9a squared minus 36ab plus 36b squared by 3a minus 6b? So again, we're going to write the dividend inside of the division symbol and then the divisor outside. And then we're going to divide the first term of the dividend by the first term of the divisor. So 9a squared divided by 3a, that's 3a. And then we're going to multiply the answer by each of the terms of the divisor. So 3a times 3a, that's 9a squared. And then 3a times negative 6b, so that's negative 18ab. And then let's subtract them. So 9a squared minus 9a squared, that's 0. So again, we do not need to write that anymore. And then negative 36ab minus negative 18ab, that's negative 18ab. And then let's bring down 36b squared. And then after that, we're going to divide the first term, this one, by the first term of the divisor. So negative 18ab divided by 3a, that's negative 6b. And then 6b or negative 6b times 3a, that's negative 18ab. And then negative 6b times negative 6b, that's positive 36b squared, because negative times negative, that's positive. And then let's subtract them. So negative 18ab minus negative 18ab, that's 0. 36b squared minus 36b squared, that's also 0. So 0 answer nilang duha. So again, there is no remainder. So therefore, the answer for this particular exercise is 3a minus 6b. Alright? Now let's have one example. So another example na set. So let's divide 5m squared minus 10mn plus 3n squared by m plus 2n. So again, we're going to write the dividend inside and then the divisor outside of the division symbol. And then 5m squared divided by m, that's 5m. And then 5m times m, that's 5m squared. And then 5m times 2n, that's 10mn. And then we're going to subtract them. So 5m squared minus 5m squared, that's 0. And then negative 10mn minus positive 10mn, that's negative 20mn. So why? Ganun na nga naman na siya. Diba? Because when we're going to subtract, so diba, this will become positive and this will become negative. So negative 10mn, so ba positive naman to, plus negative 10mn, that's negative 20mn. So you should also watch my videos about the operations on integers, because if you don't master yet the rules when we're going to add, subtract, divide, or multiply integers, so this would also be difficult for you to learn. So I recommend for you to watch that video. So watch those videos first before learning this or watching this. And then let's proceed. We're going to bring down 3n squared. So bring down 3n squared. And then negative 20mn divided by m, that's negative 20n. And then negative 20n times m, that's negative 20mn. Negative 20n times positive 2n, that's negative 40n squared. So negative times positive, that's negative. And then let's subtract them. So negative 20mn minus negative 20mn, that's 0. And then 3n squared minus negative 40n squared, that's positive 43n squared. So munang again, watch my videos about the different operations on integers first before watching this video. And then, is there any number or any term which we could bring down? So wala naman no, na bring down naman nato sila tanan. So therefore, 43n squared will be considered as the remainder. So remainder na siya. So since there is a remainder of our answer or of our quotient, so how are we going to write our final answer? So in writing our final answer, this is just how we write it. 5m minus 20n, so this one, mao man ni siya. And then plus 43n squared over m plus 2n. So the remainder will be placed in the numerator and the denominator of this rational expression will be the divisor. So dapat inganuyon siya nimo pagsuwat for you to have a correct answer. So this is the proper way of writing the final answer. Alright? Now this one. Now let's try more examples for you to understand this concept better, especially examples with remainder. So let's divide 2x cubed plus 3x squared plus 5x plus 7 by x plus 3. Alright? Now again, we're going to write this inside the division symbol and then the divisor outside. And then we're going to divide the first term of the dividend by the first term of the divisor. So 2x cubed divided by x, that's 2x squared. And then we are going to multiply the answer by each of these terms. So 2x squared times x, that's 2x cubed. 2x squared times 3, that's positive 6x squared. And then let's subtract them. 2x cubed minus 2x squared, 2x cubed minus 2x cubed, that's 0. 3x squared minus positive 6x squared, that's negative 3x squared, because this is a lesser number subtracted by a larger number, and then of course the answer is a negative number. Now negative 3x squared, and then we're going to bring down positive 5x plus 5x, and then we're going to divide this by this. So negative 3x squared divided by x, that's negative 3x. And then negative 3x times x, that's negative 3x squared. Negative 3x times positive 3, that's negative 9x. And then let's subtract them. So negative 3x squared divided, minus negative 3x squared, so that's 0. And then 5x minus negative 9x, that's positive 14x. And then bring down 7. So 14x divided by x, that's positive 14. And then 14 times x, that's 14x. And then 14 times 3, that's positive 42. And then let's subtract them. So 14x minus 14x, so that's 0. And then 7 minus positive 42. The answer is negative 35. So there is no any term which we could bring down. So therefore, negative 35 is now our remainder. So our final answer will be written this way. So 2x squared minus 3x plus 14, and then minus, since minus money, so minus 35 over x plus 3. And this is now our final answer for this particular exercise, alright? So let's try one more example. Now let's try to divide 5c cubed minus 6c squared plus 10 by c minus 1. So as what you can see, the exponents here are colored red. Why is that so? So let me explain you why. So diba, we're going to write the dividend inside of the division symbol and then the divisor outside. But try to observe here. Look at here. 5c cubed minus 6c squared plus 0c plus 10. So nga nung nagsuwat man ko anig 0c, because if dili ko magsuwat na 0c, okay naman po siya. It's actually just okay. But sometimes, some of the students tend to find it difficult if dili maganid ang mga exponents. So dapat, para maganid siya, subutangan nato siya og special term nga 0c. Kay basically, if we're gonna multiply 0 times c, that is just also equal to 0. So in other words, plus 0, so wala ra gyapon kay plus ani kay 0 raman na, right? So we are just going to write a special term here. Particularly, we're gonna write 0 as its numerical coefficient so that the exponents of the terms, of the variables, will be arranged in decreasing order. So 3, 2, and then exponent of here is 1, and then exponent of the constant is 0 man, right? So yeah, para at least di ka maglibog inag-solve nimo ani niya. So katong mga terms or katong missing terms, mo na itawag na lang nato siya og missing terms, katong mga terms nga modyag nang laktod. Kay look at here, di ba, c cube the minus c squared, walay c. So mo na ibutangan nato na og c para dili ka maglibog in solving this. And then let's do the procedure. So 5c cubed divided by c, that's 5c squared, and then 5c squared times c, that's 5c cubed, and then 5c squared times negative 1, that's negative 5c squared. And then let's subtract them. So 5c cubed minus 5c cubed, that's 0. And then negative 6c squared minus negative 5c squared, that's negative c squared. And then plus 0c. So bring down ni nato atong dibutang-butang term. And then negative c squared divided by c, that's negative c. And then negative c times c, that's negative c squared. And then negative c times negative 1, that's positive 1. So again, nawa, nagbutang taan og special term wherein the numerical coefficient is 0 para dili ka maglibog kung sa imong i-plus ani niya. Okay? Now let's subtract them. So negative c squared minus negative c squared, that's 0. And then 0c, or that's 0 minus c, that's negative c. And then bring down 10. And then divide na sad. So negative c divided by c, that's negative 1. So negative 1 times c, that's negative c. Negative 1 times negative 1, that's positive 1. And then subtract them. Negative c minus negative c, that's 0. 10 minus 1, that's 9. And there is no other term which we could bring down here. So therefore, 9 will be served as, or will be considered as our remainder. So therefore, our final answer is 5c squared minus c minus 1 plus 9 over c minus 1. So this is our answer for this particular question. So again, nagbutang tanan ng special term. Pwede good pod o dili na mo magbutang ani, depending on your preference. But would just like to suggest to write a special term here wherein the numerical coefficient is 0, but at least it would be easier for you to add the terms as you do this procedures of the long division method. Alright? Now this time, I want you to try this one. So try to divide 9x squared plus 24xy plus 16y squared by 3x minus 4y. Why? And then you may comment your answer in the comment section below. That's all for now. Thank you. More power and let's keep learning.